As promised, an update on reading Mistborn. If you didn't see, I'm officially joining the Cosmere. I am 25% of the way into this book, so I have some thoughts. Something I noticed that when I'm starting new chapters, and please don't come for me, hear me out with what I mean here. If you've read the Imperium series, Fourth Wing books, you'll notice at the start of every single chapter, you have an excerpt from a correspondence or something that's going to be relevant to what's within that chapter and almost like a nod to what's going to happen later on in the books. And I feel as if that's kind of how these chapters start. Have like this little like journal entry, just like the way that things are worded, give you an insight into what that chapter is going to be about, or at least what's going to be relevant as the story goes on. Getting back into the story, actually, just kidding. We need to take a quick pause. I'm going to go on a slight rant. This rant has to do with Vin, not the way that Vin is written by Brandon Sanderson or anything like that. It has to do with the fan art that's online. Yes, I do look at fan art of characters sometimes to help me visualize what they look like. Sue me for it. Why does she look so old in most of the fan art that I've seen? She is 16 years old. If I were to look at that fan art, I would think that she's much older. When we are creating fan art of characters in stories, we need to start having it be a little bit more age accurate because that's important to the story. Back into my thoughts. The magic system that is in this book is connected to different kinds of metals. So steel, iron, copper, tin, all have different sorts of magic associated with them. So one metal allows you to have heightened senses. Another one allows you to push and pull objects and like fly through the air, which is kind of sweet. But also, are we just littering coins everywhere in this city? It seems wasteful of a resource. You have two different perspectives in this book. You have Vin, who is our female main character, and she's 16 years old, and she essentially had this traumatic upbringing with a brother who abused her and then abandoned her and left her with all this debt that she has to pay off. And so she's having to work for these criminals. She has this like lack of trust, and you're seeing the way that she's looking at the world. And then you have Kelsier, who is our main male character, and he's like in his 30s, and he essentially escaped a death sentence. He now is running this ragtag crew with the hopes of overthrowing the final empire, and he's hoping to use Vin in order to achieve that goal. I just gotta say though, I love a group of ragtag individuals that have this plan to complete this impossible mission. It gives me a Six of Crows type of sense where it's like, dude, there's no way that you're gonna do that. And then somehow it all works out. Kind of a lot to track, but I'm into it.